Hi, I'm Bogdan Lazar. I'm from FBX, a studio based in Bucharest, Romania. And the presentation of today will be more dedicated to the riggers, but to the riggers who never touch Houdini. I mean, I try to make it as easy as possible and as less technical as possible, just to share my experience with this software. I was in a relationship with rigging for over, I don't know, 20 years, and another relationship with Houdini, so I do have two relationships. For 16, and rigging, I have 7 or something like that. So before I will jump into it, I want to share with you 2 movies. The first one is a little piece of where I'm coming from. This is our character reel, and what's interesting about that everything is done, animated, rendered in Houdini. It's for the last year and half of the year before, but we didn't use Maya as a primary tool for, I think, 5-6 years already. Thank you. So I will take 1 more minute to show you a trailer for a short movie that we are doing inside our studio with the help of side effects, and without them this could not be possible. What's nice about that is that it's not finished, first, and second is that it's carried on by the junior team in our studio. And it was a nice way to help them to, or I don't know, help. I feel it is a help. Maybe they said, "Oh my God!" But anyway, it's a nice way to help them to learn Houdini, because everything was done again in Houdini, top to bottom, and some of them, most of them, they didn't touch it at the beginning, and they, I think, did a quite good job for a beginner in 2 months for a 10-minute movie. You won't see the 10 minutes, you won't only see some part of it. Now, thank you. So this bit here, it's a little bit of a personal story of mine. Back in the days when I jumped first time in Houdini, I had a hard time, one big hard time. What are those nodes? Why should I learn those nodes? Why should I even use those nodes? Why I'm not keeping my old way of point and click and obtain whatever I want? And I don't know, one night or one day or at a certain point I have a vision and I realize something, and that something that I realized really helped me. I mean, next day I wasn't the same, and really my journey into Houdini just opened. And this movie that I will show you, it's a visualization. I have an opportunity now to visualize this this vision in my head and help and share it with you, and hopefully it will be as helpful as it was for me. So right now we are here in a factory. Let's imagine that we are in a factory and this is a production line for some robots, and this is rigging, yeah? You produce some robots, automatons. And we are in the first room, rigging stage 1. We are in Maya. This fabric is Maya, okay? So we are in a stage 1, and we put the bone together for the torso, for example. Go to the room 2, add legs. Go to the room 3, add the correct orientation for the joints. Go to the room 4, add some placeholder for the controls. The controls then in the room 5. Then we hit towards the skinning, where it's difficult and it's tedious, and we got to paint the skin, and but we are ready. Sorry, we are not ready. I forget something. I got to go back and to repair it. So I got to unbind the skin, go back on the same way I came in, get into the previous room, unbind the controls, go back even further, put the nodes that I missed, which are the facial nodes, put the control back again, head towards this. Oh my God, I'm stupid, I'm sorry, I forget something else, so back again. Usually that's the life of a rigger. I mean, going back and forth through tunnels and praying to God that Siri, sorry, praying to God that he won't make a mistake again. But we are humans, we are prone to mistakes, so we will make mistakes. We got to bind, unbind, clean, unclean, take it out, take it in. Until I had enough and I said, okay, what if at least I go outside to take a breath air? I mean, just to go out of those tunnels and just have a top view of my... Okay, so let's exit this madness. And by exiting this madness and having a top view, we actually realize that we enter a Houdini realm. So there is no difference, or okay, not such a big difference between Maya and Houdini as people might think. It's the same. In Houdini, you all in the same room like in Maya: skeleton room, orient joints room, attributes room, skinning room. The only difference is that in Houdini you have a map of this environment. I mean, in Maya you go through the tunnels. In Houdini you just see the whole map in front of your eyes, and you easily go to the command that you previously did and click on that command. For example, if I want to go to the skeleton room, I just move my mouse up there to the skeleton, click on the skeleton, make the modification, then go another part where I want to modify anything and click there and modify, and that's it. That's all. I mean, there is nothing about those nodes. Those nodes are only a sketchbook of your plan to build something. You said, okay, everything nice and cozy, but I know Houdini. I saw something like that in my life. And trust me, I will never put this inside my head. I will never memorize this. This is madness. Come on, you cannot come with me and say, it's easy, Houdini, and then show me something like that. The good news is that something like that, if you are a good rigger, resides in your head. I mean, if you are a Maya rigger and you're, okay, not necessarily good, medium rigger, you already have all those nodes in your head, because otherwise you cannot build anything. the only difference is that in Houdini you have in front of your eyes. So that complexity, it's your brain. You are as complex as that, you know. Sometimes I really respect Maya riggers, and I think they are more of heroes than the Houdini ones because they can remember that without having that in front of their eyes. So we in Houdini, by starting rigging Houdini, we begin to become lazy because we do that, we close it, we open that after, I don't know, 3 months, we don't remember anything. And we just go here and said, okay, what I did here, click on this one. Ah, okay, that's the part when I did that. What I did here, let me see. Ah, I did, makes sense. So I think this is this is the only difference. Houdini is a sketchbook. Maya put you at work. Okay, now another thing that I discovered that it might help to understand rigging in Houdini is to go from the basics. Houdini push you into basics. So let's talk a little bit about FBX, and you'll say, "Oh, come on, I know FBX. Why you are so, I don't know, basic to me, to me." The FBX is the currency. I mean, if you understand the way FBX is interpreted by Houdini or by Maya, but especially, of course, by Houdini because you want to migrate towards Houdini. If you understand that, you will have easy time after that So, for example, in Maya, what's happening with the FBX in Maya? When you open an FBX in Maya, the character appears, is animated. You see everything, the skin, you see the skeletons, even the skeleton inside, but everything is at your fingertips, ready to go. But if you want to make a modification, you've got to separate the skin from the skeleton and start working on the skin, start working on the skeleton, and then when you finish, put it all together and go further. In Houdini, it's a different type of story. Houdini prepares for you a separated FBX. I mean, Houdini when Houdini imports an FBX, it imports the skin separate from the skeleton, separate from the animation. And so if you open a Houdini, an FBX file in Houdini, you won't see the animation instantly. You will see something fixed in a T-pose, and that's it. To see the animation in Houdini, I will take your 1 minute time to show you how you do that inside Houdini. As I said, that's the node which imports the FBX. If you visualize the first input, you see the skin in T-pose. If you go to the middle, you see the skeleton in T-pose, and on the right side, the anim, you see the animation. If you want to see them all together, you put another node which is an output, and you see them all together. You say, okay, come on, already too many mouse clicks. Yeah, but what happens, it gives you those 3 type of columns, where in each of those columns you can modify whatever you want about this animated skeleton. You can modify the skin, modify the skeleton separately, and modify the animation. And if you remember this layout, these 3 separate columns, you will have an easier time as a rigger in Houdini to modify whatever you want. And you will thank Houdini later for separating that from the beginning. Now, how can Houdini do these magic tricks? It uses KineFX, which is I guess some of you already know, is the animation system inside Houdini. And what's the catch of this animation system? The catch of this animation system is that the geometries are the bones are geometry. What does it mean, bones are geometry? For example, in Maya, if you create a skeleton, this skeleton is a different type of beast. It's not geometry. You cannot move it in the same way when you move a sphere in Maya. You got to use the proper moving tools of skeleton. In Houdini, it's the same thing. Actually, it's the same thing. For example, in this little GIF over there, I just have a geometry of a tree. I've select some splines from that tree. I transform those splines into skeleton, animate the splines, animate the skeleton actually, and then bind it back to the tree and animate the tree without coming with something from outside. Just use the same geometry, and that's very powerful. It's like, okay, just to make a short comparison, is like Maya rigging is like, we riggers are like luthiers, like guys who make instruments, and the animators are the musicians. You got to build a nice instrument for an animator and for him to have his great music played. So Maya rigging gives you a nice guitar performance with luxury guitar, and Houdini, it gives you possibility to build whatever the animator wants. If you have a guitarist, which animator which is rather a guitarist, you'll build him a guitar. If he's, I don't know, a violinist, it will build him a violin. So you get all the instruments, you have a toolkit for all the instruments to build for the animator. And that's, again, very flexible. Now, I will have a 5-minute challenge. I put myself, at this presentation, I said, why not make some challenges which should be 5 minutes and do something awesome in 5 minutes, as awesome as possible in 5 minutes, in such a way that at least in other software is not doable in 5 minutes. I mean, be sure, Bogdan, that whatever you'll do here, it will take at least an hour and a half in Maya, or if not 7 hours. So let's, in this case, I said, okay, I will take from our, I don't know, graveyard of animation called Mixamo. I will take one character from Mixamo, already animated, and just violate it. So I took the character. This is a little bit speed up, so maybe it was, in reality, was more than 6 minutes, but come on, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Do that in wherever you want. Okay, so I split it up in 3 parts. I have the animation, I have the skin, and I have the rest skeleton. I want to cut one of his hands and put it in front of the chest. I know it's stupid, doesn't matter the creativity of this, it's only about what can you do as a rigger with Houdini. So I prepare my 3 columns. Okay, it's not necessary to have those, but it's a good practice to start thinking separately. Skin is something, skeleton is something, animation is something else. So select one hand with a node, isolate it. On the other hand, I keep the skin. I said, okay, I need the original skin. On the left side, I have the original skin. This is the hand, the new hand. Make the transformation. I mean, position this hand wherever I want to position, in the middle of his chest. That's what I want. That's, I think, it's whatever it's. Okay. Put them both together, merge them without being connected, but I can sculpt them. I can go and send them to ZBrush and make a piece of art out of them. Doesn't care. Okay, do the same thing with the skeleton. Again, skeleton is geometry, so use the same nodes, not something else. Isolate that hand. Put the same transform I put on my geometry over the skeleton. Ta-da, they move together, amazing. It's like set driven key in Maya. Okay, this is a code, but it's the only code I will use. I promise you no code. So at hand. So I cut out the hand as you saw. My hand back to the, I was at naming. I name the new hand. That was what I did. And now I capture the hand. The skin I captured with a new hand bones with only one node called bioharmonic capture, and that's it. It works 90% of the time. I really want to put that again because it's important for you guys to see the amount of weight painting it involved. Again, drop down the node, click on it, and that's it. The capture was processed. And that's it. I have my joint, my weights. Everything have weights, have skeletons. Let's see if it works. So OCD kicks in. I got to put everything in place. And click, now it's not working. Why it's not working? Especially because I don't have the same number of bones of the animated skeleton. So the animated skeleton, of course, logic should have the same number of bones like the other one. Instead of doing another hand, I rather copy the animation from the animated skeleton to this one. And I copy it and it's there. Only the hand is like erected totally. There's no movement. I need some movement to the hand, and the only movement I could find easily is just secondary motion, which is kind of fake physics. It's not physics at all, it's only mathematics, blah, blah. It's fantastically, you should, okay. I said, okay, I have a custom node to make some nicer animation without any, I have a custom node, I will put my custom node which will automatize the animation. Is this custom node should be better. It's our, oh my God, so anyway, doesn't matter. It's better, it's moving slowly and moves everything. This is only a spine, you know, it's only a spine function that moves every joint one after another. And I said, okay, I'm faster than usual, so why not just duplicate? I have the system built. Why not just make a lot of hands, not only one? So I make a copy, I copy the hands on the geometry, the same copy, put it on the skeleton. Voila, I have a lot of copies. So I connect the hands also to I connect the joints, parent the joints with only one letter, and that's what we have. Yeah, so I can put hands anywhere actually now with this system. I can make a garden out of hands. So that's KineFX, you know? That's the power of this software. You just take some joints and populate your mind with these joints. Cool, you will say, wow, my life is done. That's it, no more Maya ever again. It's not like that, because once you do something complicated, a rig which is harder and harder and harder, Houdini have a tendency to get slow, because those nodes are vanilla nodes, they are interpreted on spot, and at a certain point all the excitement will become despair. So that's where Apex comes into play. I mean, Apex, it's a system. Why is Maya fast at rigs? Because all those rooms that you saw at the beginning, all those commands are compiled. So whenever you click on a I-key joint to make an I-key joint, a compiled piece of software will come into your scene and will move fast. In Houdini are not compiled. So what Apex does, compiles pieces of, okay, it's not truly like this, but if we extrapolate, it compiles pieces of modules of code and help you accelerate your process. So controls are hard to process. Apex comes and said, we will help you process controls faster. So as you can see in this superb animation, you have a guy who doesn't exist until the logics come into his life. I mean, hands logic comes in, the compiled piece of hands logic comes in, he begins to move his hands. So those are the Apex nodes. They are pieces of logic, pieces of brain. You make a brain for your character piece by piece. That's why the Apex is the brain of the rig. Another analogy is like Maya rigging is like a fast car. Okay, it's fast, it's powerful, it's a sport car. Houdini KineFX gives you all the tools to build that car, and only needs speed. And Apex came and just infused some speed, infused the engine and infused speed into this, and you already have a sports car also. And you will say, why should I do that? Because I already have a sports car with Maya. Maybe you encounter somebody that will want sports truck or a sports carriage. You can do a sports truck with Houdini, you can do a sports car, you can do all type of sports stuff, not only cars. So car, it's one thing, but you can build a lot of things with the powerful combination of KineFX and Apex. Now, how this looks like, because I'm obsessed with in my life I'm a mess, but in this Houdini I'm obsessed with logic, and I love logic totally. I mean, I love order, at least order. So KineFX have these 3 columns that I already talked about: the skin layer, the skeleton layer, the animation layer. That's all you should memorize visually. As long as here you work on the skin, you can do whatever with the skin. Here we'll do whatever with a skeleton, and at a certain point when your skeleton is ready, you go here, put some rules into it, I case, F case, you name it, and then go back here, feed everything into this, click it, and animation is ready. If this column doesn't have anything, of course there will be no animation. It will be only skin, static skeleton in T-pose, static skeleton in T-pose, and that's it. So that's the classical KineFX. What Apex comes, move somehow. I won't get into detail, but let's imagine that takes those 3 columns, move them back up, and just comes with the brain pieces, which are those 1 brain piece, 2 brain piece, and completes the brain of this character. That's it. Animation resides there. It's faster because the animation is at the end of the column, and it's that's why it's faster. This one is slower because the animation happens when you put a logic. You put a spine here, you should put an animation node here, and it will evaluate there. But keep in mind that type of visual layout, because it might help. Okay, another challenge. Hopefully this challenge will be exactly as was designed, 5 minutes. So one thing is to move controls from one place to another. I mean, I have the rig from the right side is ready. I had animation already. I have all the controls done, and I really want to control C, select this one and click Control V, and all the controls from that guy should move to this guy. Let's see if it's doable in 5 minutes. I know that you can do it with advanced skeleton in like 1 day, but we don't have 1 day here. You will kill me for. Oh, I didn't please. Okay, so I have 2 Houdini open, a Houdini on the right side and a Houdini on the left side. As you can see, this guy is done. Have all the animation. Ready. I have another animation that controls some blend shapes for the face. Somebody worked to build a blend shape for the face for the second animation. You cannot see them, but you will see them. Okay, so that's the Apex logic, this horrible black thing. The one above are only skinning, blending. Oh, okay, I should remember that. Okay, so let's see what's on the left side. I have the skin. I have the skeleton. That's the skeleton. It's not even the same skeleton. I have 3 more bones in plus, just for the sake of challenge. Okay, the guides where we'll keep the controls. The guides I think are the same, but the skeleton is not the same. The skin is not the same. The skin weights are not the same. Okay, now the moment of ta-da moment. Select, Control C. Trust me, I didn't cheat. Control V. Just move the whole beast a little bit down. Go back. So the top black node with yellow, it's where everything ends, and here it's where everything starts. The controls are there, without issues, without nothing. I just control copy and control paste the controls, and they work and orientation works, and everything works. There is no, even the FK-IK works. You see, you can make the blending between IK on a totally different character, not totally, but I don't know, 70% difference. Okay, let's see the animation working. I copy the animation from the left, put it on the right, enter, and the animation is there. With all the layers of the animation. I didn't lose anything, no layer, no nothing. So why not make one loop, one walking cycle per show, and just adjust this walking cycle to different characters? Let's see if the pescuit in Romanian means fishing. Let's see if the this is fishing, okay. Sorry. So the fishing works. Now, what do I have here? I have grooming. I have some hair, because I forgot to tell you, you can animate with hair on, with a lot of hair on, with a lot of feathers on. You can animate and see those in real time. Okay, so I have my hair on this character, and of course I have a different hair on that character. So let's see if the rig is smart enough to accommodate the new, the hair of the, not of this. I will not copy the hair from the left to the right. I just want to see if my already prepared hair of Frederick the Explorer could be used with this new setup, and should be. It won't happen again. I know what I did, and I will never repeat my mistake. Okay, so you see, hair is there, it's connected, that's it. Bye. What I have, blend shapes. Ooh, blend shapes. People are, oh, blend shape, we work so much on blend shapes, and you destroy it with your rig. You see, I just take the blend shape from up there. I need some controls for those blend shapes, which are those, those are some bones where our blend shape controllers will reside on. Put in there. Connect the whole mambo jumbo here. The controls are in the right place, so should work. The joints are there. Let's see if they are working. Go back to the animation from the right side, but on the left side. Animation is working. Let's see if the blend shapes are working too. Yeah, are working. So you can split your production in any way you want. You can start animating and don't bother about blend shape, and do blend shape later on in the production and put the blend shapes in, or complete one character and then migrate from one character to another character. And this is what really amazed me, the fact that the animation from the left side, which already contained blend shapes, applies on the blend shape from the right, even if it is not the same number of blend shapes. Simply because the naming was proper. I know that you can do that also in other software, but with this ease, with this control, and with this ease of mind, I don't think it's so easy. I mean, if it's so easy like that, I mean, when a problem will appear, it will be not so hard to solve it. Come on. What problem can you have when you just copy all the controls from one place to another? Okay, another thing, and the last one for today, is modifying mockup animation. And in my case, mockup animation is something I hate and love, but mostly hate, because they have this yellow, depends on the software, this stones over, it's a color of stones, which are keys, and you cannot modify those keys and stuff like that. So couldn't be nice if you have a mockup animation, and on top of this mockup animation you will have controls, your so beloved controls like AKs for hands, rolling foot, I don't know, whatever you build there, and animate the mocap on top of this again in 5 minutes, because that's the drill today. This is my animation, again from Mixamo. This is the character. I can see that is Apex build because I have this scene animate that reveals all my controls. It's workable, blend shapeable. And I should transfer this animation to this guy, IK, not to this guy, FK skeleton. I got to transfer this animation to the whole whatever system I have. So to doing this, first of all, I got to unpack my Apex character, extract give it a name, then extract the controls. The controls are like points, so I have 4 points because I want 4 controls. For now, I will have more controls. Those controls are the hands, okay? The hands I keys and the legs I keys. What else I need? I need some spine. Some spine, some pole orients for the knees, and that should do a walking cycle. I extract the T-pose from the original animation to have a T-pose and an animation. Using the T-pose, I will connect using the rig match pose. I'm basically roughly modify the hands of my mock-up animation to fit the orientation of my character. Instead of a T-pose, to have an A-pose, for the engine to be faster into processing. Okay, so I did this. Okay, now I connect those. I retarget them. I said, and that's the retarget in Houdini, by the way. It's just drag and drop from where to where you want to be. You want to copy the animation. It's so simple. Do not. Then, once you retarget, you apply a magic node called FBX that will do the animation. I won't get into detail. Just remember, full body AK. And that's it. I transfer it from the skeleton to my points extracted, to my controls, actually. And now I got to put that back into my character. And I just go back to my character and put those in. So apparently my character, it's a little bit slower now because it's interpreting, but it will be faster. But this is just for checking if it moves. It moves. Now I need to do one more thing, is to apply the actual animation to the control. I have the animation, but it's not applied to the controls. Now I'll apply it to the controls using motion clip, another thing to note and search, because motion clip is it's like an Adobe After Effects for animation. It's a system of nodes that Houdini give it to you to edit animation without no limit, time wrapping, make it faster, slower, loop it. For example, I will do it, I don't think I did it now, but I will do it in 5 seconds. I will make a bigger loop. And you see, now the controls are following my animation. And now I can use layers, and on top of this, come with a layer and animate further on. I can even change the whole thing if I want. But that's how easy you can add some mock-up to this, not with a fantastic pipeline, okay? And not with a genius programmer in your back, because I'm not such a thing. I only did that with whatever Houdini offers us, out of the box. Yeah, and I think now I will try to. make this clip 6 times faster with a node called motion clip repeat, and you repeat the motion clip if it's a good loop as many times you want. But you can do a lot of things in the motion clip mode. And yeah, let's see if it works. So I just grab my controls, put them on a new layer. This is my base animation, move the controls. Okay, don't judge my, my animation because it's, compared to my previous colleagues, this is nothing. just to show off the fact that you can use this mockup to modify it on top of the mockup. Make it, I don't know, hidden by a bullet or whatever, injured, yeah, something like that. So that's it. I don't know, like our explorer here, we are explorers. In this line of work, we are explorers, and we are facing all sorts of challenges. And in our journey, at a certain point, we might encounter a giant, and this giant could be a software as powerful as Houdini. But the good news is that you might get friends with this software, and this giant that might crash you could really elevate you to some heights, and you have a powerful friend if you. So take your chance, take a risk, and try to learn this thing, because in my case, really worth it. Thank you. I should close this, huh?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Any questions? Yeah.
So when you copy and pasted all of your controls across, was it essentially just using the tags to essentially relink all of the rig?
We use the tags. Otherwise, apparently with Houdini 21, I'm not sure, maybe it's possible to be smarter than tags, but I'm not sure. So yeah, in my case, I use tags.
Yeah, so as long as like you're tidy with your tags, you can be really
but it's only tags.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you tag it, you just name it.
Yeah.
But in a case of blend shapes, I didn't do anything. I just, when I did my blend shape for the first character and the blend shape for the next character, I used the same naming for the blend shapes when I packed them. The first character has less blend shape than the second one, and the second one has more. So I wasn't expect that to work, you know, when I kept copy. I mean, I wasn't expect the system to recognize the blend shape, but it is. I mean, that means I build my rig proper. I don't say that Houdini is me, of course.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
It's great for a guy like me who doesn't have much experience on Houdini. It makes it very clear on complex subjects, so thank you so much.
That was my intention.
Yeah,
really.
It's very seductive, actually.
At least the fear of nodes should disappear, should be the love of nodes, because once you transform your fear into love, great things could happen.
At the moment, it's fading away, but
yeah. Okay.
Still somewhere it's looking. Just something which is quite striking in this demonstration is the flexibility and the recycling approach of things. Yeah. Do you think it's possible to build a sort of library of those?
Sorry.
A library, a sort of a box where you can store all those scenario of structures that you could just reuse for any project, as long as it's fitting within the constraints of what you're trying to do.
Yes, of course. That's the bread and butter for Houdini. I mean, to build libraries and to be accessed anytime, anywhere. It's what these guys are working for. I mean, the reason that everything tends to migrate towards object level is because it should be easy to build libraries, and that's my guess. I'm not a developer, but that's how I see it. And the good news is that because of the new set of machine learning nodes, tools, you might train some animations and maybe even generate some in-between keys that are not very artistic, they are just pure work, to be easily generated based on some keys of a specific artist, animator artist. I mean, you just put your keys, and because of machine learning, that could be trained on your animation, on your skeletons, not on somebody else, that they won't destroy your workflow. It will help you, and will be like a robot that will work on your keys in such a way that, and this is my next dream. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I forget which exact version it was, but they released a tutorial and a demo scene showing the elephant and the lion and the cat. It was all the same rig, but they had retargeted using the tags.
Yeah,
so
I didn't invent anything. I just follow whatever Houdini teach us, side effects teach us. Yeah.
Well, you invented lots of workflows, but certainly that concept of using the same rig on multiple characters is at the nature of this workflow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. It was great, very intuitive and like a funny way of displaying like how KineFX works. That was great.
Thank you.
One question. So you mentioned in your studio that you guys use Houdini for everything. So when you are hiring like a new higger or animator, I imagine you have to provide like a training for them because they don't know. And usually, like, how is this process? Like, how long does it take for them to kind of like understand this process and start being like real productive in Houdini?
Yeah. First of all, we are not such a big studio, so somehow it's simpler to. We are more flexible into some processes, but. We have two Maya, just in case, you know, in case somebody fails into adopting to Houdini, I give him Maya and okay. But it wasn't so often because, okay, back in a time when Apex didn't help KineFX, it was a little bit more harder because we didn't have this beautiful interface and helpful interface that came with in time with Apex. So back then it was harder, but in present days, it's the time of a new guy to be put into, okay, not to be proficient instantly, but he could start animated after 3 days. I mean, in 3 days he can learn at least the basic controls and start animating, start producing at least key poses, and then of course it's a back and forth with a technical director too, because there will be a lot of questions. What I do here? What I do here? What I do here? And so I don't have an exact answer for his adaptation or to be completely, how can I say, autonomous in Houdini. I don't have an answer. I mean, it's completely autonomous. It's like in every software, it could be close to a month or something, but to start really working and maybe producing something could be 3 days, or 1 week. Okay, let's cool myself down and put 1 week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think there's somebody in the audience that was in that situation. No.
Yeah, but they are seniors. No, it's again. That's important to say. After 3 days or 1 week, an animator won't fly inside Houdini because yet it's not done. It's still beta. So there are a lot of things that, but it's not such a scary stuff. I mean, really, it's not such a scary stuff. And that's, I think, all those talks try to prove that it's doable. And okay, every guy with his own choices. If he wants to expand your vision, why not trying something new? And what I try here to show is that you have a lot of power in the back, so maybe it's worth the effort to learn animating as long as you really, because what happens is when clients come to you and want to change you something, whatever fun you had before this moment is gone. I mean, from that moment on, everything is pain, you know? And this pain could be even more and more and more and more. I know it's funny, but it's not actually in the end. I mean, it's just pain. And what Houdini helps you is to stay cool when they come and make you ask you for changes. That's in case of our studio, which is a small one. That was a really breathe. And I realized that I do not need thousands and thousands of dollars for big brain programmers, because Houdini can give me the tools to at least put it together ourselves with smaller brains, you know. So, but it's at least still be free of this pain of changing stuff over and over again. Yeah.
So much pain.
It is, yeah. It's because that's why we love it. Because if
That's
we were only nice, no pain, no gain. No, okay.
Any other questions, comments, concerns, dreams, hopes, dreams?